Welcome to one of the biggest Pupdate stories that I've ever done. In fact, I gotta stand up for this one. Listen, Pupdates are one of my favorite episodes to do because I get to share all of these amazing happy adoption updates. And no doubt, I have some really good ones in this episode. But one of the biggest journeys we've ever taken with our little cattle dog, our little blue heeler, Beanie Boy, Bean Burrito, Fajitos, Beanie Baby. He's got so many little nicknames. Cool Bean, but our little Bean, I have some big adoption news that I'm gonna share with you. But first, I wanna go through his journey because wow, has it been a storied journey. I mean, 3 major surgeries, much more time than we ever would have thought, much more money than we would have ever thought. But the community that has embraced us, you that have supported us all along this way, has been unbelievable. And I'm so happy to share this journey and this great news. So let's talk about Bean. Let's talk about some of the other recent dogs that have been adopted. Sit back, relax. This is a really happy, heartfelt, warm part of what we do. There are some really hard parts in dog rescue, and this is the really awesome part. So throw it up on the TV, sit back and relax, let it play. Oh, and I have some really big news. We were actually able to talk with the person who found Bean originally and get a little bit more of the backstory so it all comes together and makes sense. Okay, let's go back to the very beginning. The first time you and I met Bean.
Okay, hi. It's okay, don't get up. Don't get up, you're okay. You're okay. I'm not gonna sit too far away. I normally kind of sit farther away when I initially sit with a dog, but he or she obviously just needs some love, and I don't want her walking too far. Hi. Hi. Oh my goodness. Hi. Oh, your boy. I see it there. Oh, hi. Oh. Hi. Oh my goodness. What happened to you? Do you want the scoop right out of the gate? I don't see any reason to wait here. Here, I don't want you walking around on that, bud. Do you want some food? Here, let me make this a little bigger so we can have some space. Oh, you found my whole treat. It fell. Come here. Okay. Come here. I feel like you want up in my lap. Yeah, you can see it. I don't want to hurt your leg. First, let's get you a treat. Here. Let's start with a treat. Here, right here. Not the big one. Here. Start with the little one, buddy. Good boy. Oh, here you go. Right here. There you go. Good boy. You like treats? You deserve some treats. Hi. Oh, he is cute. Look, he's a treat eater. Let's see if we can see what's going on. Yeah, I want to pick him up, but I also want to be really careful because I don't want to cause any pain. Hi. We're going to have to get his story because I don't know what. He's gone through health checks, so they've looked at the leg. Now, I will say right out of the gate, a dog in his situation, I know the staff told me he had a broken leg. He is on pain meds. So I just want to say that because I know when you see him, the concern is, oh, he's in pain. Now, the pain meds don't take all the pain away, but they help a little bit. There you go. And he seems to be like sitting on it and bending it. I mean, I think it's broken, absolutely, but it's probably not a fresh break that happened within the last day or two. It's probably been some time. I guess the thing is I just don't know like how you get to this situation where this little dog, this little cattle dog. Hi, can I pet you? Is in this bad of a situation. Oh, hi, bud. He's showing me. I know, buddy, I know. Normally when I'm sitting with dogs, I go through the whole process of looking away, letting them come to me. He obviously doesn't need that. He's a little puppy. He needs comfort and love, and he deserves to be pain-free, which is what just breaks my heart. And so I'm giving him little bits of treats here to try to take his mind off that. But the fact that he's showing me that his leg hurts, he's asking for help. And the problem with dogs in shelters in this situation is the medical cost that goes into fixing a dog like this is tremendous.
Let me also give a fair warning. Like right now, I'm going to get emotional. And maybe not. I mean, I may not cry because I will tell you, I am right now, what I'm feeling more than anything is gratitude for you being here, for members being here. Just big shout out to the members community. What I thought would be really neat about that is just behind the scenes access to dog rescue and kind of what that entails. What I didn't expect was the unbelievable community that would have formed around that. I can't respond to every single comment. I respond to as many as I can, but all of you supporting each other when someone loses a dog or adopts a new dog, it's the best dog rescue loving community out there. I guarantee it. And I just want to thank everyone who's become a member. If you want to be a member, you just hit the join button. It's that easy. And for a small monthly fee, you get to be a part of this community and you're contributing to us continuing to help more dogs and you're getting special access to. But above all else, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being there through all of this. You have definitely added to the strength that I have to continue to help these dogs.
He could be a Flips Farm candidate. We're not even ready yet. I'll tell you what Flips Farm is. My farm. It's the first time I'm actually talking about it at the shelter, where we are now. It just opened yesterday. We're going to be rehabilitating dogs, taking them in, and and that's what my shirt is. You see a bunch of coffee on there because you can actually buy the coffee to help support Flips Farm. But he could be a good candidate for Flips Farm to take him. Like, what if we took him? What if we took him and let him rehabilitate at the farm? It's the whole thing that the farm is for, and we're able to get him the surgery that he needed. The thing is that we're not ready yet. We don't have the fence built. We don't have the HVAC, like the heating and the cooling in yet. It's supposed to be installed right now as we're talking. I haven't tested the electrical, but for all intents and purposes, like we have the permits, we could do it if we could finish that in time. Hi. Oh, buddy, it's okay. Don't walk. Where are you going? You need water? I'll bring the water to you, bud. Come on. Here. There you go. What a brave little guy. You are so brave. He keeps going back to that back corner. Oh, he's hiding behind me. Come here. Let's do this scoop. I think it's time to do it. Be very careful. Okay. Just watch the treat. Hold up, buddy. Hold on. That treat stick is bigger than you are. The thing is like that might be the first time he's taken water because he wasn't comfortable enough to get up and get it. But so brave for a little dog like that to be in so much pain and then still be brave enough to walk around. Like imagine if you had a broken leg and you were still going to walk around. Oh, look. Hi, bub. I mean, is there anything cuter than a little healer puppy? I just don't know. Let's do this. We can't do anything until we find his story. He might be owner known. It might be an abuse case. Like we don't know. I would venture to guess that his leg has been broken for a little bit. So let's call and find out his story. Hi, Alexis.
Hi.
Did I see you out on the computer pulling up notes and stuff?
Yes.
All right. Tell me we got something because I would go as far as to guess that this leg has been broken for a little bit. Like how many days has he been here?
So he has been here already for about 2, I think going on 3 days.
So did he come in with it broken?
Yes. So he did actually come in with it broken already.
Okay. Microchip?
No microchip. He was found by a Good Samaritan at a park.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, they have no idea how he got it at this point, but the Good Samaritan brought him in like that.
That is wild. So he was just at a park with a broken leg and and they brought him in, and we're pretty sure it was a Good Samaritan?
Yeah, because the Good Samaritan, gave all the information they could. They were, even interested in potentially adopting this guy.
Oh.
But again, I think the vet fees, the issue with the leg, and I think that kind of pushed them away from actually taking the guy home, unfortunately.
Yeah, just the unknown vet costs that are going to be there.
Exactly.
Gosh, I mean, he's not like wildly skinny or anything either, so I don't think he was like trying to survive on his own in a park. I mean, a coyote would have got him, so he likely wasn't out there too long.
Either he wandered off from somewhere, or somebody, as sad as it is to say, it could be that somebody dropped him off there and left him.
Okay, so he went through health check, right?
He did, and I know he actually went to the vet, I believe, because an animal control officer kept him overnight after, I think, his vet checkup. Oh,
wow. Okay. That's very kind of them. Just so he had a home to stay in that night. Oh, okay, so what'd the vet say?
So, I mean, they just have him on a medication right now. I don't think there's a plan of action just yet, but I think they're waiting on notes from the vet at this point.
Okay.
Because he's just being considered for rescue or something else at this point with that leg.
Yeah, he can't just be adopted because there's going to be the cost of that leg. I mean, it's broken, right? I mean, obviously.
Yes.
It doesn't say, like, they probably didn't do x-rays at the vet or anything?
They might have. They're just waiting. I see a note in here that says they're waiting on vet details.
I just didn't know if they knew, like, if it was broken in multiple places, or, I mean, it looks pretty bad. Like, it's kind of dangling. He's not putting any weight on it.
Exactly. So I'm sure they probably did x-rays or something when he went to his vet appointment, and now they're just getting the results in the details really soon here.
Oh, what are we going to do? Because, yeah, he's not going to get adopted and, not with these costs.
And he's only 3 months old. He's been through a lot, and we don't even have a name for him either.
Oh, man. Do you see Kelly out there?
Yeah, Kelly's out here.
Okay, I might have her come in here in a minute. I'm going to give him some positive affirmations here, and then I've got an idea that I'm throwing around, and I may need to call you back on that.
All right, sounds good.
I can't tell if he's like more comfortable or less comfortable in my lap. There are moments where he like feels the comfort, but let me just tell you something, buddy. And I want everyone needs to hear this because you deserve this. I know your little life has been rough so far, and I don't know if it's just been a rough couple of weeks or it's been rough since day one, but I want to tell you, no matter what, you don't deserve any of this. You are a good boy, and you are going to have an amazing life where you're going to get to be the best cattle dog ever. Hi. Are you not listening to me? Isn't that just like a little one? It's like with my kids, like I sit them down, like, I want to tell you something. I want this to stick with you. Dad really wants you to know this. And they're just like, I tooted. Or something silly like that. And it's like, you, huh? It might be just a pain, too, where you can't focus for too long. But no matter what, you are a good boy. You're a good boy. He's a good boy. You're a good puppy. Yeah, you're a good puppy. There's a good boy. He's so soft. Guys, he is so soft and velvety. Are you excited about Flip's Farm? Basically what it is in a nutshell is when you buy Flip coffee, that I will link right here on the screen, right here, you can just click through the screen and you can buy it. Not only do you get a delicious coffee, but it helps support Flip's Farm that rehabilitates dogs. Dogs just like this that need that time to just rehabilitate and heal, where in most shelters across America, they won't get that time because the medical cost is there and the shelter can't cover it, and people won't adopt the dog because they can't cover it, and it's the end of the line. So we're going to help with that. And we are going to take dogs that need that extra help. We'll start small, start with one, see if we can grow that. And it's all in honor of my boy Flip, because he helped me rehabilitate so many dogs and foster these dogs. And I just want to keep that going in his kind of loving spirit and take it to the next level. Oh my goodness, melt my heart. Look at this guy. Hi. Oh. We're going to need to come up with a name for you, and we're going to need you to really sell it when my wife comes in here, because I told her, I was like, don't worry, babe, until it's completely ready. Once once everything is completely ready, the electrical's on, the fence is built, we have run through all of the procedures and how we're going to clean and the schedule and everything, then we'll bring a dog home. Don't worry about it until then. We're probably like 2 to 3 weeks out, but we could pull it together. But the thing is, we'll have to sell Kelly on it. And we'll have to see if we can get it to be her idea even more so. You think you can do that? Let's bring her in here under the guise that we need help naming you, and then we'll drop this on her. Okay, let's call her real quick. Let's call Alexis too, so she can help us with the name. Do you see this guy?
Yes.
I beelined it right over here because the whole team was like, "You got to go see this dog. You got to go see this dog." Did you see how many puppies the shelter has right now?
Unbelievable.
Is that what you were looking at, all the puppies? Be honest.
Yes, I mean.
Okay, hold on. Go slow because I've got Alexis on the phone too. His leg is broken right here.
Okay.
Really bad. Like it's bending in ways it shouldn't bend.
Right.
It's like a pasta noodle. We're going to need a name. I've got one. I've got an idea, but I want to see what you guys think first.
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is Bluey.
Oh my gosh. That's really cute. Well, Alexis, what about you? You have any ideas?
I don't feel like any name I come up with is gonna be like actually exemplify how cute he really is. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm just so thick into, toddler stuff that...
Into Bluey. Bluey is fantastic, and that's really cute. And that's actually the first thing I was thinking of. You and I think alike. But as you were saying that, I came up with something else. So it was Bluey, for sure. One name I thought it could be cute is Bean.
Bean?
Now...
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
What? Do you have what are you thinking?
I know you.
What are you thinking? Why? What are you thinking? Tell me what you're thinking.
It's not what I'm thinking.
No,
it's what you're thinking.
Tell me, what do you mean? What do you mean? Tell me what.
You're trying to make this my idea. I didn't just meet you today. Gosh, this guy.
Guys, this is not working out.
You want to name him Bean after Coffee Bean. You want to bring him on Flip's farm. I'm not ready.
Yeah, I thought I had that all navigated. But this is, yeah.
I mean, hey, if you want it.
Okay, but yeah.
But
the HVAC's going in today, like right now. Like the guy's texting me back and forth.
Yeah.
So that should be set up today. Then the only thing we have to do is I can get out there and build a fence. Mm-hmm. Have you seen me build a fence before?
No, I have not.
I can build a fence really fast, and the post will be
very crooked.
Basically straight. Alexis, are you hearing this?
I am. It's just the good old Rocky Kelly banter once again.
Okay, whose side are you on here? You need to pick a side, me or Kelly. Should we take him, or Kelly doesn't want to take him?
I didn't say that.
Kelly doesn't like dogs. So she hates puppies. And she doesn't want to honor Flip's legacy.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
So Alexis, what side are you on?
Well,
I'm just kidding. I won't put you that.
Okay, so you want...
But
that's for the dog.
But if you...
I would be on the side of the dog.
Yeah.
I think he's just too cute and just needs help. I think he would be such a great first dog in line for Flip's farm.
Realistically, though, I think we could do it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that it's a smaller dog, it's a puppy, some medical care, he's probably going to need surgery, so there's going to be a lot of downtime, and, we've gotten a bunch of dogs' leg surgeries.
Hold on. Okay, be very careful. See that leg right there?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, so just don't put any pressure on that side. Okay, now before you make any final decisions, just take a minute with, what do we think, Bean or Bluey?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing
What do you want to name him?
I guess we're naming him Bean.
Is it, and technically we have to adopt him.
So he's sleeping in bed tonight?
Well,
No, but not hers leg.
So paperwork wise, what we have to do is we have to adopt him because we're not a nonprofit.
I know.
And then we would let him rehabilitate and then we would adopt him. I guess the question is, are we adopting him? Are we adopting the dog you named Bean?
I mean, I don't know how I say no to this.
Okay,
Yeah.
and in all honesty, I guess the question is, should we adopt him if we can get the vet to take him in? We're going to have to get the right vet to be able to help us with this. And it's going to be expensive. This is what Flips Farm is for. And if we can get enough people to buy coffee. Go now, click the link, buy the coffee. But if we can do all those, is it a yes? Do you think we can do it? I mean, I know it'll be a lot of work, but I think
We can definitely do it. I mean, we're gonna have to figure some stuff out pretty quickly because we weren't expecting to bring a dog home for a couple weeks. But dogs like this in shelters with broken legs, it's tough.
Alexis, you hear that though? We got that. Cameras are rolling. I guess we have recording. So
Yeah, the proof is there.
is he our first Flips Farm dog?
I don't know.
Is Flip watching over him right now? Oh, oh,
Hello.
that was neat. That was weird. Did you see that? That was wild. By the way, Flip would love him. Flip would do so good with him. Let's bring everyone with us. Let's go ask the questions we need to ask and make the calls we need to make.
Yeah, let's find out if they've done any sort of x-ray to know how bad it is. Because, Snoop broke his leg one time and he didn't need surgery. He just wore a cast for a couple months.
One of our dogs, which could be the case. And if he needs a cast, we can get him that, let him,
Well, especially
so he's comfortable.
He's a puppy. He's got so much growing to do.
Yeah. But we want to get it right now, get it set so that he doesn't lose that leg.
What happened next was a big deal because we weren't ready for this little pack of power, I will call him, and we didn't have it figured out. But it's a big deal taking him from the shelter because I have to adopt him legally so that I have ownership so that I can make these decisions and work hard to figure out what the next step is. Are we able to save this leg? What is wrong with his leg? What are all the costs associated with his leg? Now, the reason this is such a big step and a big deal is because in a lot of shelters across the nation, they know that the cost associated with caring for a dog like this would exceed the budget that they have, or it would take all of the money from the other dogs that they need to help. And so this would be the end of the line for a little dog like this. As heartbreaking and as hard as that is to hear, that's what's in store for a lot of dogs in these situations. But because of all of you, this journey that we're on, and my rehabilitation farm, Flips Farm, that I started because of my dog Flip to help dogs like this, I believe we could help him. But I didn't know for sure. The first step is we had to get him to a highly qualified vet that we knew we could trust. And we knew that that was going to be at Animal Care Services. Dr. Impet was happy to help. She's done a lot of work in rescue, and so she knew the importance of getting this guy in quick because he's already probably been through days and days of pain.
Oh, and remember, we got additional information from Stephanie, who originally found Bean. Here's what she said.
I was going down on Main Street in Lake Elsinore and I saw something and I thought it was a rabbit like trying to cross or something. So I couldn't really make out what it was. So I just waited, but people started honking at me. So I'm like, okay, let me pull over. Walked over thinking it was a rabbit and it was Bean. So I was like, oh no, someone probably lost their dog since the park was nearby. So I went over, I waited, maybe someone's gonna come back, but nobody came after like 20 minutes. I took it to the animal shelter and they were like, oh, there's no chip, he's hurt, which I did notice when I picked him up, he was shaking. So I was like, oh no.
So knowing that, putting a plan together became even more important.
Step one, we went in there and I said, whatever it costs, whatever it takes, full workup. I want x-rays, I want blood work, I want a full exam. And so they got to it right away. And they found out that his leg was shattered in multiple areas. It was basically like a wet macaroni noodle. It had zero bone structure left. How he was even still awake with this immense amount of pain still baffles me. And I mean, it was morning and night trying to figure this out for 24 hours. I had this call with Dr. Impet where she informed me like he needs some major specialists if we're gonna be able to save this leg. Otherwise, we probably need to go to amputation, and that's the cheaper route. And when I was assessing all of the options, I was thinking like, maybe it's just better to amputate. He can heal faster and it's gonna be the more affordable way to do it. I was honestly torn and I wanted to save his leg and all of you wanted us to save his leg, but I really had to think, what's best for him? Dr. Impet said something that was very basic, but so profound. She said, you can always amputate if the specialist is unable to save the leg, but you can't do it the other way around, which is so true. You can't put a leg back on. I thought about it long and hard for about 20 minutes because I didn't have much time, and I decided to go for it. I think I had no idea the path and the journey this was gonna send us on. And if I had to go back and do it again, would I have changed my mind? Not for a minute. But I didn't realize how hard it was gonna be. So we got him into a specialist right away. And the specialist sees him and says, if there's any chance we're gonna be able to save his leg, we have to go into an immediate emergency surgery right now. Scar tissue is already forming, he's in too much pain, and our window of opportunity is closing. If I do this surgery, I'm gonna be up until midnight or later, but I think we have to go into emergency surgery immediately. I made the call, I said, do it. And then it was just sitting around, biting my nails, waiting. Okay, I'm gonna make you wait a little bit like I had to wait because I do wanna interrupt and tell you some really happy news about a dog with a great name, Rocky the dog. Do you remember this shepherd that I sat with? Well, I was so worried that he was not gonna get adopted because of how bad he was, and he was in such a fear state, and I couldn't bring him to the farm because we had Bean still rehabilitating, and I was so concerned. And then something happened that just gives me continued hope in humanity. But as a reminder, or in case you didn't see it, here's the first time I actually got to meet Rocky the dog.
When a dog hugs the kennel wall like that, it's usually one of two things. They're hot, but these kennel rows have AC, so that's not the case. Or they're just scared, and they're pressing against the wall to just try and get away. I'm gonna set this right there. There you go. Okay. I'm not getting a good read on this one, outside of the locked on eye contact. You notice how they have not stopped looking at me? Now, I'm not giving that eye contact in return because I think this dog is watching my every movement more out of they don't feel safe than I want return to eye contact and affection. I don't think I know. I hate seeing that much fear in a dog in their eyes. When they're really expressive, they just tell an entire story. This is where my phone really comes in handy because I cannot make any eye contact. But look at that. I mean, this dog has not taken their eyes off of me. So it's really helpful to be able to watch in using this as kind of a rear view camera. I'm going to start with treats. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that's a good entry point. Now, I fear this dog won't take a treat. We're going to try, though. And I'm trying to figure out, like, what kind of dog is this? Is it a shepherd? I can't look closely enough because I'm getting that piercing eye contact. You know, some dogs are just more apt to take treats, and I just don't know with this one, but we're gonna try. That was good. There's movement and sniffing. Let's try again. I'm going to do a little bigger of a treat. I mean, my throwing skills are horrible, but there's interest, so I'm going to go ahead and take that and sit down while that's happening. You know, when I think about what had to happen to get a dog into this fear state, it definitely hurts a little bit on the inside. But I certainly brush that away because I don't want that to transfer. There's enough fear in a dog for me to also bring in sadness. I think we're going to find out their story. Alexis, are you out there?
Yes,
are you
right here.
A boy or a girl? Do you know?
He's a male.
Male. Okay, boy. Okay. All right, we know that. Hi, bud. Microchip?
No microchip.
Okay. What do we know?
Well, he's only about 2.5 years old.
Okay.
So he's fairly young.
He's pretty.
In his prime.
Yeah,
for sure.
he's pretty for sure.
Yeah, so he's a shepherd mix, of course.
Okay.
Not sure what exactly he's mixed with, so, but he's very unique looking.
He really is. I mean, he has like a human face, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, it looks like you could call him Bruce, and he's like just hanging out with the buds, you know, at the beach camping.
He's got a wider head than a lot of shepherds, so he's definitely got to be mixed maybe with a bully.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
Well, this is only his second day here.
He looks tired. He looks so tired.
So he was actually abandoned in night drop yesterday, middle of the day. So it was when the shelter was open, which was interesting.
That's
usually
interesting.
it's overnight or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Had only a harness on. No notes or information were left on the night drop information sheet.
Okay.
But upon closer inspection, when they actually took him out, he did actually have a note, a handwritten note attached to his harness.
So now, do we have it?
Yes. So it said, his name is Rocky, and he was born February 13th of 2022.
Okay.
We have been evicted due to losing my job and won't be able to keep him. We are so sorry. And that's the only information left.
Oh. Let's talk about both sides. First, it makes me incredibly sad. Sad for Rocky, sad for the family. I think if this would have been a few years ago, so many people would have immediately said, loser, how dare you? You know, I see the comments, right? Like I would be homeless on the street before I would give up my dog. And I get that. And I am the same. It would be, you couldn't take Kobe away from me. That being said, it's so sneaky right now because everything is like compressing. And maybe you felt this, right? Cost going up, pay not keeping up. So many landlords are reversing pet policies for just odd reasons, whether it be because insurance companies are dropping them or they just don't care or they have a bad experience with one pet and so then they assume all pets are like that. And it's so hard, and like my heart goes out to these people that they had to make that decision. And you know, you want to go, you didn't even have the courage to come into the shelter to do the process correctly. And that's so frustrating because there are so many things we could learn, right? Like, does Rocky have allergies? Is he friendly? Is he good with cats? Is he good with kids? Like all these things that would give him the chance to thrive and succeed and make it out of the shelter and be adopted. And to sneakily like go in through night drop, the shelter doors are wide open. You can come in, you can talk to someone, maybe even get resources and help and support. And then on the other hand, I get that probably extreme shame and sadness and sorrow, and you don't know how to confront it. It's really hard. So I have empathy for that. Health check, ran him through, quick check. He's okay?
Yeah, he just has a little dirty coat, but other than that, he's in pretty good condition and nothing's wrong outwardly. I think they had difficulty health checking him at first when he was in night drop because he was just so nervous and scared the way he is now.
Yeah.
But they did health check him.
Okay, I've got some ideas on what we can do to help him because he's too scared to eat treats. We're going to work into some positive affirmations. We know his name, which is good. And the one thing that he has going for him is he has an amazing, unbelievable name that any rock star would have. Sometimes you got to use humor in situations like this because I start tearing up like, oy. All right, we're going to try, all right, here we go. All right, shake it off. We're just going to move back a little bit. Okay, it's okay. Hi. We're just going to change the dynamic So now we're at the same level. Rocky. Rocky, you're a good dog. You're a good boy, Rocky. You're a good boy. Can I try a little bit of touch right here? It's a good boy, Rocky. Hi, Rocky. You're a good boy. Hi. That's a good boy, Rocky. Hi, Rocky. Hi. It's a good boy. Yeah. You're a good boy, Rocky. You have pretty green eyes. And I got to tell you something. This isn't your fault. Your family got into a situation that they felt they had no way out of. And so they put you here to keep you safe and to help you find a new home and a new family that can really make sure you're taken care of and you're loved forever and always, and can return the same love and loyalty that I know Rockies can provide. I know firsthand. Look, I've been in tough spots like you before. People watching have been in tough spots where it seems like there's no way out. You cannot let your guard down. You can't even sleep at night. It's so tough. But I'm telling you, we're going to get through this. And I can see that information going into those giant sonar ears and processing through that brain. And I think, there's a good boy, Rocky, I think we can start to relax that furrowed brow a little bit, okay? Would that be okay? Now, I'm gonna try something. We're using just a different vocal tone to let Rocky know it's going to be okay. Hi, he's a good boy, Rocky. There's a good boy. Hi, there's a good boy. Yeah. Yeah. You're a good dog. It's going to be okay. And we're going to try something. Since we know he had a home and we know he had a family, we're going to try to get him out of the state. Now, he's brand new. So do they still keep him on hold, Alexis, if with a surrender note like that?
Yes,
They still do
because they need to make actual direct contact with the previous owner and have them legally relinquished. But at this time, they have to still treat him like he's a stray.
Okay, so that's on the 5th day he'll be available for adoption. He's been here for 2 days. And so he can't go on the dog walking program. And there's liability reasons for that, because what if it got loose and someone said, oh, you lost my dog, or so. And the dog walking program is fantastic. The team of volunteers and the staff here that work so hard to do that dog walking program, it is life-saving for these dogs. They're just amazing. It's one of the ways I got started here. I was volunteering as a dog walker, and it's really helpful. But we got to get them out of this state right here. And so sometimes even just seeing a lead really helps if a dog's been walked by their family. Or, you want to see that? You want to check it out? Want to check it out? And so we're going to try to leash him up and just see, even if we can just walk some laps around here. It almost seems cruel, because it's like, oh, we're going to go for a walk, but we're not. But we're just going to create some movement and get him out of this state physically that might help a little bit mentally. So I'm going to stay over here. Hi. We're going to go really slow. Hi. I'm going to try to get past that ear, buddy. That's a big ear. You're kind of glued to the wall there. Hi. Can you trust me a little bit? Huh? You trust me a little bit? Huh? We're going to stay real loose. Hi. Can we do this right here? I can't get his head there. He's just stuck. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, feel good? Hi. Yeah, you're a good dog. You're a good boy, Rocky. You're a good boy, Rocky. Hi. You're a good boy, Rocky. Hi. Can we just leash up a little bit? Can I get under that chin just a little bit? Hi, there's a good boy. There's a good boy. Did that feel good? Does it feel good? Yeah. Good boy. Yeah. I think he likes it. I can't tell if he's like loving it or hating it here. He probably doesn't know really either yet. He doesn't know what to think of it. I just slapped his right pie there. Man, his head is pressed. His head is pressed so hard. Like, that just shows the stress that his head is pressed. I can't even slip the lead down in there. Hi, Papa. Hi. You want to come over here just a little bit? I just got to get this down a little bit, okay? Can we do that? Huh? Can we do that just a little bit? There's a good boy. Yeah, there's a good boy. I just want to get down here just a little bit, okay? I just do this a little bit. There you go. Yeah, good doggy. That's a good doggy. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Rocky. Let's go, Rocky. Come on. Boop, boop. Let's go. Come on. So I call it 2-finger pressure. And I just try to I keep it really loose, because He's not. We're not at a point where we have to force him out of here or anything. So he can slip out of it if he wants, if he's not comfortable. And I just call it 2-finger pressure because I just pull a little bit and I just hold there to just see if he'll then just release a little bit and come with me. He's resisting it some, and that's okay. We're all resistant to change. He didn't know me, but we're just going to try a little bit here. I mean, his ears are so cute. Okay. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah. That's a good boy. Yeah. Hi, Rocky. Hi, it's a good boy. Yeah. Hi, Rocky. Okay, come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on, bud. Come on. Oh, nothing. Can we go this way? Can I go this way? Come on. Come on, bud. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm crying a little bit. Okay. 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 Oh, all right. You're a good boy, Rocky. You're a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah. Oh, does that feel good? Does that feel good? Helen? Does that feel good? Yeah. Okay. He's a lot more shut down than I thought. Now come up here. Now come here, Rocky. Come here. Now come up here. Come here. There we go. Okay. That's not bad. That's a little change in posture there. Good boy. That's a good boy, Rocky. That's a good boy. Yeah. That right there's a little bit of relaxation, which is good. Not as shut down. No, his head not leaning against the wall as hard. It's not pressed against the wall. Hi. That's a good boy. Can I touch your paws here? That's okay. Hi. Good boy, Rocky. Good boy. Yeah. That's a good boy. Yeah. Okay. It may not look like it, but that was a moment of kind of a step forward. Very small. But I will take that. Where he was just up on his paws a little bit and just relaxing a little bit, not pressed against the wall really hard. A treat? That smell good? There we go. That's a good boy. Do you need me to break it up a little bit? But it's just making me so happy because, here you go. Here, you want me to break it up a little bit? Okay, there we go. Here, you want to get out my hand? Okay, yes. Oh, yes. I'm basically breakdancing on the inside right now because he's taking treats. Here, you want another one? Oh, good boy. If you've ever been stressed out, oh, don't get me wrong. Sometimes when I'm stressed out, I stress eat. But outside of that, if you've ever been stressed out, you just don't feel like food and when your stress levels go down and then you eat something, it helps reduce your stress even more and it just really opens you up and you're able to start taking next steps, which is so awesome about him because the fact that we're getting to a point where he's relaxed enough where he feels that he can take a treat is huge. I mean, you saw it just a little bit ago. He was laying on a treat and wouldn't take it. Yeah, oh, good boy. Look at that face. Does that feel good? Oh, okay. Did we get the good spot? Yeah. Based off this progress, I feel like he would be really great on the dog walking program. So maybe we talk to Cheryl and see if she could, when he hits that 5-day mark, if they can put him on the dog walking program.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Alexis, could you hand me a whole treat stick? Watch this. Let's give him a whole treat stick. Just to let him know he's a good boy. Rocky, you are a good boy. Good job. Here. You've been through a lot and you deserve this. That's cute. You want me to break it up? Okay, all right. Here. You still get the whole treat stick. I'm just going to help you out here. There you go. You just need a little teamwork, huh? Like, good boy. Good boy, Rocky. Good boy. I love you, Rocky. It's going to be okay. All right? We got you from here. We got you. Stepping away from this, I realized that Rocky was a lot more shut down than I would have thought. And so I actually was lucky enough to run into Glenn. He is a local dog trainer that comes in and volunteers his time to helping with these dogs. He's fantastic. He's helped us a lot in the past. So I asked him, could he go in there and take a look at Rocky the dog? And thank goodness he said absolutely. He had the time. He goes right in there. And this is kind of what happened.
I brought you some more of that chicken you like. I brought you some more of that stuff you like. Hey, it's not time to strolling. You need to get out. You need some fresh air. You need some fresh air. You do. Crawl into that corner. Can you crawl in that corner? Yeah? You just can't disappear. Poor thing. We're just gonna put a collar on you. We're gonna take you out. I'll just take you out. Come on, let's try this. All right. I'll wait you. You can wait. You can wait.
I will say the one thing that really matters as a trainer is patience. Here, you can see Glenn just being patient. You have to wait for the dog to just de-stress a little bit and get into a better state of mind.
I know it's hard. It's gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard for you. There you go. Good job. Very good. Look at you. Nice job. There we are.
The walk was going slow, but it was going, and that's what was really fantastic. It actually gave me a chance to get advice from Glenn, a dog trainer, on volunteering at a shelter.
If you're gonna volunteer, I don't care if you've owned one dog in your life or 13 dogs, unless you've owned a variety of different dogs, dogs are not all the same. There's breed differences, there's personality differences, there's differences within a litter, just like a family. And so with dogs, so never assume dogs are just dogs. And so if you're going to a shelter, just be open to watching and observing, because you learn so much. When I started training, one of the best advice I got from one of the best trainers in the world from England, he used to say, when you start working with dogs, you start with 2 buckets. One that's full, that's called luck, and the other one that's empty, called experience. Hopefully you fill the experience before you run out of luck. So you've got to be really watching dogs, just like when you watch Rocky. You know, he knows which dogs to touch, which dogs not touch, which dogs to push. You just develop an instinct after a while. And sometimes the dogs, you don't know. You're watching them, you think, I don't know what you're going to do. And so you always err on the side of caution. But never assume you know the right answer, because the dog's the only one with the right answers. They're the only ones that know if we're pushing them too much or we're not pushing them too much. They're the only ones with the right answer. So if you're going to go to a shelter, just be open to learning regardless of what your experience is. Because, there's hundreds of dogs you come through here in a couple of weeks, and they're all completely different. I like it when they weigh under 80 pounds.
Now, the walk was actually going pretty good. Glenn spent a considerable amount of time on this walk, about 30 minutes, and then Rocky just kind of shut down. And so Glenn was just willing to carry Rocky back all the way to the shelter. And he's no light dog. It just shows the dedication, which is amazing. Now, I'm definitely worried about Rocky. He's going to need someone that is willing to really put the time in and let him decompress and become a dog again and trust again.
So as you can see, we weren't getting anywhere. And it takes about 2 days a lot of times for us to get the video, do some really light edits, but upload the video, get all the information on the dog, the application, the adoption application. And in that time, I was calling the shelter, going to the shelter saying, what are we gonna do? Like, we were trying to walk him more. He wasn't being receptive. It was like starting over every time with him. Some dogs, it works right away and they come up to me. Other dogs, it's like I have to reintroduce myself every single time. And I hope they remember me, but I don't expect that because they're going through so much. So he was shut down. And one of the neat things about being a member on this channel is I pre-release videos early so that the community can just right away start giving that love and support and figuring out ways that we can network to get this dog the right kind of eyeballs to help with them potentially getting adopted. And in case someone is looking to adopt a dog, you get to be the first one, because sometimes months later, someone will go, I'll take that dog. but it's too late. Somebody already adopted that dog. And there were some really special members. Okay, so I launched the video on a Tuesday morning. And then on Wednesday morning, I was gonna launch it wide to everyone. Well, Vicky and Gil, who live in Nevada, I'm in Southern California, are members. And a couple months ago, their dog Brody passed away, and they were just heartbroken.
It was so emotional because about 2 months ago, we lost one of our 2 dogs. He had cancer. He was 10.
If you have ever lost a dog, you know that pain firsthand. Oh, and another thing is they had a dog, Taylor, who was going through that pain of losing their best friend, their other sibling. But when they saw the video of Rocky the dog, they believed that this was meant to be and that they needed a drive from Nevada to California right away to adopt Rocky the dog. They had to give this opportunity to Taylor to have someone again in their life because their hearts were broken. But mentally they could go, this is hard, but we have to find a way through this for our other dog, Taylor, and to mend our hearts. And they showed up and they adopted Rocky the dog. What unbelievable! Before the video even got wide to millions of eyeballs, the members showed up and they said, we're gonna help this dog. This is a perfect situation for us. And even if Rocky the dog is not that perfect dog, we're gonna find a way to help him. Here's what Vicky and Gil had to say.
We were watching Rocky on Sitting with Dogs.
And he watches faithfully Rocky's channel. There's something about his face. He was so sweet, but he was so scared, and that just struck with us. So it was just released to members. And first we called the shelter, and then we drove down on Sunday and got there on Monday.
We knew he was very scared and very reserved and had pulled back, and we were prepared to take as long as he needed.
As long as he liked our dog Taylor, and Taylor liked him. As soon as we got him in the truck, he seemed to calm down, and then we drove to Temecula, where we were staying in a hotel room. And within 2 hours, he was just playing with Gil and leaping like a deer from one bed to the other.
Seeing the story and that note that the people had left,
yeah,
that he was probably heartbroken and homesick. And he doesn't do well with loud noises. And I think that that's why when he got out of that environment into our truck and with people that he trusted, that he came around so quickly. I mean, we were just flabbergasted, amazed.
Yeah, amazed. We can't imagine ever being able to say you can't have your pet because you have nowhere to live. We would give everything up. We just felt like he needed somebody where he had a solid home for his life. And he is absolutely just adorable, and he is sweet. He's such a good boy.
Oh, he is so comfy.
Yeah, and there's Taylor.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
Rocky, what are you doing, Rocky?
Yeah, see, yeah.
Say goodbye.
See, bye-bye. See, bye-bye.
Let me just show you the difference of a dog in a home environment versus a kennel environment. Look at him now. He's like, he is that normal dog now, right? How unbelievable is that? Oh, and let me say this too. The difference of a dog in a loving home environment versus in a kennel. Not just any home environment, a loving one. It makes me so happy seeing Rocky the dog go from that just terrified dog in the kennel to happy and loved. Gil and Vicky, thank you for being such amazing people and welcoming a shutdown dog into your home. So what happened to Bean while he's in surgery? And not just any surgery, an 8-hour surgery. It was such a challenging, complex surgery because of the multiple breaks, the plates that he had to have in his leg, not to mention all of the scarring tissue being scraped and removed. Most dogs, when they go through this sort of traumatic event, go right into surgery. Bean didn't have that luxury. And a surgery this big is risky on a guy this little. But let me tell you something about Bean. Something we learned throughout this journey is this guy was as tough as nails. And he believed he was gonna be just fine. And he was a survivor and a fighter. And I know that's why so many of you fell in love with him. It's funny, when I put that video out, it wasn't even one of the biggest videos we'd ever done. It didn't go viral. It didn't have news coverage or anything like that. But those of you that did see it, you just fell in love with him, like we did. And I think it's because of his tenacity and his charisma and just how tough he is, that no matter what life throws at him, he's gonna be loving and kind and he's gonna get through this. Now, we didn't know if the surgery would be a success. Only time would tell. And Bean was gonna come to my coffee farm, Flip's farm. But Dr. Impet stepped in and said, hey, I want to help you guys, and I want to help this little guy, and I will foster him as he's healing. And she did that, and it was fantastic. You couldn't think of a better foster that is going to care for this dog until he's ready for adoption, and that, by the way, is a veterinarian. It was so awesome. She was sending us pictures and updates. We'd go visit him. It was really cool. And he was healing really great. In fact, he went in to get his post-op checkup, and we got the thumbs up. It said, this is healing. He's going on the right path. I mean, time will tell as to what issues he may have. And we didn't have the final sign off, but we were confident enough to open the adoption platform up to say, okay, everyone can apply to adopt him. We will go through those adoptions and now find him his best home. And we started going through applications, and there were so many of you that were such awesome candidates that showed up and said, hey, we will take care of Bean. And we started making phone calls, and then Bean started walking funny. I got a video and a call from Dr. Impet that says, uh-oh, he's knuckle dragging. Now, this happens with dogs sometimes with their legs, and so what happens is their paws, they can't pick it up, and they drag their knuckles on the floor. She said, I'm worried about Bean's proximal tibia, and we've got to get him back to the specialist right away. So we rushed him in, and sure enough, the plate was broken. Now, somebody of you asked me, why not have him in a cast? Well, when a little puppy's growing this quickly, you can't have him in a cast because you'd have to basically be recasting it every single week. And also, the reason for the plates is they're the strength. They're supposed to be strong enough to hold him. And it's really no fault of anybody's, but what happens when you have that many breaks and it's healing, your leg will twist and heal in certain areas. Why not a thicker plate? This is what I ask. Well, you can't have a plate too thick because the bone and the cartilage and everything's supposed to grow around this. It's supposed to become a part of the body. And so there's a risk versus reward on how thick the plate's gonna be. But it wasn't good. And we had to go into another major surgery. And if this one wasn't gonna work, the next one was gonna be amputation. Let me interrupt though for some really good news about Sinatra the Boxer. Remember this guy? I ran into him and my heart sank because he looked so much like my dog Flip. That was almost a year to the date since I lost Flip. And when I came around the corner at the kennel at San Gabriel Valley Humane Society, it wasn't even a question. I just went right into his kennel. Here's a refresher, and in case you haven't seen it, of the first time I saw and got to sit with Sinatra the Boxer.
Hi, Boxer baby. Hi. Hi, Boxer baby. Hi. Hi. Oh, hi. You're a sweet boy. Honey, can I sit down with you? Oh, I thought you're a love bug, huh? Do you want to go straight into the scoop? Come here. Oh, come here. Come here. Here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hi, bud. Let's give you a little bit of comfort. I will watch him while he's in here so he doesn't get after his wounds. And then we'll put this back on. Oh, there you go. When the time's over, come here. Okay, now I need you to be good. Come here, buddy. Come here. What's his name?
Sinatra.
Sinatra. Sinatra, come here, buddy. Come here. Now, Sinatra is heavily drugged. Hi, bud. Sinatra, come here, buddy. Oh, yeah, he's got a bunch of wounds that you can see. You want to sit? Can you sit? Sinatra. What are you doing back there, buddy? Are you being a goofy boxer? Are you being a goofy boxer? Hi. Hi, can I give you a treat? Oh, wow. This is unbelievable. So this is a really big deal for me, sitting with his dog. And when I first saw him, I knew there was nothing that was going to keep me from coming in here. But he's on medical right now. And so he's not at the front of the shelter. And no one told me he was back here. And when I saw him, I had to go get Cindy, the director, right away. And the good news is she had a veterinarian here. And so I talked to the veterinarian because, as you can see, he's got a lot of issues going on. So I'm going to get his story. But what I did find out about him, he went under to get neutered. And when he was in there, Cindy was telling me this, they found a tumor. And so they removed the tumor. It was on his skin. It was benign, they think. Well, then the doctor started feeling around, and as they were doing surgery, turns out another tumor. Tumors are common in boxers. It's not an uncommon thing for this breed specifically. But the problem is they were just going in to do a neutered surgery, and so hours and hours later, the veterinarian is still working to try to help this dog, and there's no budget for that, and there's no time for that because they have to spay and neuter other dogs. And so they stopped the procedures. The problem is we don't know what else is going on with him. So you don't want to surprise an adopter that thinks, oh, I'm paying $50 for an adoption fee, that all of a sudden now I have a $5,000-$10,000 bill on just trying to help this dog survive cancer. I will tell you though, like, it definitely hurts even coming into this kennel. As much as when I saw him, I knew I had to come in here to comfort him, I also wanted to run away as fast as I could because he looks so much like my dog Flip. We're going to have to come up with a plan for him, and I have an idea so that we can save him, because right now we don't know what his situation is, and it's not good. Having that many tumors is not good. There's certainly probably more things wrong with him. Hi. Oh, he's so cute. We're going to find out his story here in a minute. Alexis is talking with Cindy to get his story, and then I have an idea, and I want to tell you about the first time that I met Flip, because I don't think I've ever told that story. And and he reminds me so much of him. I mean, same size as Flip, almost same coloring. It's wild. The shelter says he's 8. I would suspect he's younger than that because of just the coloring, and having had a boxer before, like, he still has pretty crisp blacks and whites on his face. If I had to guess, I'd say 6. I'm trying to get him to face the camera so I can talk and he can be in the camera.
His teeth too, I was going to mention this. Teeth too are really good looking.
Yeah, look, he's got good looking teeth. Hi. Let's go straight into positive affirmations because he's sick and he's a little drowsy from the meds right now. And I think he deserves it. I want to call him Flip. It's so hard. That's the neat thing about dogs, I would say, is like, you can see so much of your previous dog sometimes in other dogs. And I know he's not Flip, but it sure does feel good. Like, I don't feel like you can do that when you lose a person. You know, it's like, the thing with dogs is, like, you can spend time with dogs and you can get little parts and pieces or moments of just comfort. And it is so comforting. Look at that medicated face right there. Sinatra, you're such a good boy. You are a good boy. And I am so sorry you had to go through that surgery with no one sitting there waiting for you on the other side. And I'm telling you, I am here for you, buddy. We are here for you. Hi. We are here for you and we love you. And you are a good boxer. And I'm going to tell you the story of a good boxer just like you, because I know you're a good boxer. Hi. Come here. Oh, you want to come up here? You want to come in my lap? Come here. You can come up here. He's wanting to get into my lap. I can tell. Boxers do this thing where they, like, curl up and they it's called the boxer bean, whether they're wiggling and turning around or they, like, get in a small little donut bed. It's pretty cute, and it's, like, breed specific, and he's thinking about doing it, which is really good. Flip, you fit, buddy? If I fits, I sits, right? Like, look, just so you know, like, he doesn't have a full bed, but he chooses Zoe's bed instead. Hi, I know we just met, but I feel like we've known each other our entire lives. Hi, come here. No, I'm over here. Let's get you the spoke. Okay, come here. Come here. Hey. Does that feel good? Hi. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that face. Oh, I can't wait to tell you a story, but first, I want to find out your story, buddy. Hey, Alexa, that's you, huh? Hey, what did Cindy say? What's his story?
Yeah, so he was actually dropped off because they claimed he was a stray. But I will say,
Some staff kind of speculate that he may have been dropped off by his owner because they discovered that one of the tumors were visible at the time of drop-off.
Oh, so they already knew. Oh, this is...
Speculation, they can't say for sure, of course. It's possible.
Sometimes what happens... Sometimes what happens, and I have empathy for this, is someone discovers a tumor in their dog or a medical condition in their dog. And they either take their dog to the vet and they get the diagnosis and the bill, or they just look it up and they see how expensive it's going to be. And they don't have the means, or they don't want to spend the money. And so they take their dog to the shelter. You know, and on one hand, it makes me so angry that a dog would give you so much love and loyalty their entire life, and they would be there for you through anything. And then that's what you do to them. That's what you give to them, is when they run into their first bout of trouble, you go take them to the shelter. The other side of me understands. And I'm going to tell you about this and how I first came to know Flip, because if you don't have the money and you're deciding whether to feed your family or to feed your dog or to get their surgery for the dog, and you feel like you have no options left, and vet care is so expensive. It's so expensive. Like, who has thousands and thousands of dollars just lying around, and you feel like you have no options left, and hopefully if you take them to the shelter, someone there at the shelter will adopt them or save them, or some people think shelters have vet care, and so they can just pay for these medical expenses. You want to sit? He wants to sit, but these meds are making him probably feel funny. Here, can you sit? You want to sit? Oh, guys, there you go. Snakes. There you go, little baby. Little boxer baby. That's a good boy. So, okay, what else? We don't know anything else. I know microchip.
I can read you his summary.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the summary say?
It says, "Hi there, my name is Sinatra.
Sinatra.
And I'm a 7-year-old boxer boy.
Okay, they think 7. Okay, we thought it was 8. I thought 6. They say 7. Okay.
Around 6 or 7.
Yeah, maybe younger. He could be 5. I mean.
So it says I'm a 7-year-old boxer boy who came to the shelter in June. My new friends here are still getting to know me more.
Yeah.
So far, they think I'm a really sweet guy who loves to cuddle with people I trust.
Yeah.
And take naps in the shade.
Yeah, take naps in the shade.
I also like playing with toys and getting treats, but because I'm a little bit older, I'm a little slower to like to relax.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's their summary.
That's really cute and spot on for a boxer at 5 to 7 years old. Because what happens is boxers, the first 2 years of their life or 4 years of their life, they are just so energetic, and they have bouts of energy. And as they get older, they're perfect because they're still playful, but they just are calm and relaxed. They're just such sweet dogs. You know, boxers have the longest puppyhood of any dog. They're still considered puppies all the way up to 2 years of age. It's just a part of their breed. So it's really interesting. And sometimes boxers end up at the shelter because they do have so much energy. And people are like, oh my gosh, they're never going to slow down. But they do. Like around year 4, they start to just become a lot more balanced. And so I know that you are going through a hard time right now, but I'm telling you, there's hope on the other side. And I have an ask specifically for you guys. So we don't know what's wrong with him. He might have more tumors. We do know that he has a chance now because of you, because of us. But it's going to cost money, and the shelter doesn't have money to do full workups on dogs. And I would love to do a fundraiser for San Gabriel Valley Humane Society for him so that he can go get a full workup. Dr. Shu said she would do it, and I told her I'd pay for it. But it might cost a lot of money, and I want to allow you guys to be able to do this. And if we raise more, like I want to set a goal to raise $10,000, and it might only cost a few $1,000s to get a full workup for him only, I say. But I want them to have the budget at San Gabriel Valley Humane Society to be able to help some dogs. So let's set a goal of $10,000. And because he might have more tumors that need to get taken care of, and he might need the treatment, and it could easily come to that. There's a chance that we might find out that something's terminal with that many tumors. And if that happens, I will take him and we will get him to a senior rescue to go into a sanctuary, or I will take him to Flip's farm, which is really important to mention because Flip's farm, you know, when Flip passed, I knew that we had to do something to remember him. That is something that I hope I fight every day for, to help other dogs, that maybe he'll be proud of me, just even a portion of that. And we're rehabilitating other dogs at Flip's farm. We're growing coffee so that when you buy the coffee, it helps pay for that. So this can be an ongoing thing. So even one day when I'm not around, Flip's legacy and us being able to save dogs can carry on, because you buy the coffee, the farm keeps going, we keep getting to keep saving dogs. Sinatra, I love you, buddy. You're gonna be okay. We got you. Flip's got you. I'm gonna freaking take him home, and Kelly would not even, she would be like, fine. By the way, the reason I'm not taking him right now is because, one, the vet here has got to see him. They know his story. And two, Flip's farm is full up. Eventually we're gonna build more Quonset huts so that we can save more dogs and I can bring them home. But we still got you, buddy.
I was so emotional in that video, and understandably so, because if you've ever lost a dog and then you see another dog that looks similar, it just stops you in your tracks. It's like a punch right to the chest where you just lose your breath. And I certainly did. And then I lost my breath again because he needed medical help. And I told you guys, I said, we've got to get all of his tumors checked out. We've got to get a full workup for this guy. We need to know. And the outcome definitely could have been cancer's riddled his body, or he's not going to make it, but we needed to know, and that costs money, and shelters don't have money to do those sorts of full workups. It can cost thousands of dollars, and so many of you donated. We did the biggest fundraiser that shelters ever had, and they are so grateful. And not only were we able to cover the cost to get all of Sinatra's medical workup and all of his conditions taken care of, where he's now 100% and he's healthy. He's still a senior guy, but he's as healthy as can be for that age. But they have a small reserve in their bank to now help other dogs that are very similar to Sinatra. Thank you for being so awesome. Like, there are good people in this world. Okay, but what happened to Sinatra? Well, Rebecca, who lives in Northern California, was watching the video, and she knows about boxers, and she knows that boxers are prone to mast cell tumors, but that doesn't mean that they aren't still healthy and really great dogs. And so she made the decision to drive from Northern California down to Southern California to adopt Sinatra. His new name is Marlowe, which I love. Like, what great names for a boxer, Sinatra and Marlowe. Okay, and I want to read you what Rebecca said. So she said, he's an expert at reading human cues. See, this is why I love boxers so much. He immediately figured out which furniture he was allowed on and which ones were off limits. He's a big, playful cuddle bug who loves getting neck and ear rubs, as we saw in the video, and tossing toys around. That's awesome. Rebecca says now she can't wait to get home every day from work and see that ecstatic little face when she opens the door. He's a companion, a friend, and an equal. Rebecca, thank you. Marlo, I already miss you, buddy, and I wish you the best of luck with your new family. Okay, okay, I'm tearing up. I have to catch myself because I start to get teary-eyed. And this is all really great, happy stories, so I don't want to start tearing up. Okay, back to other tearful things. Bean. So comes out of his second surgery. Now the second surgery was much faster, but everything was gonna ride on this being a success for him to be able to keep his leg. And so we all decided, let's bring him to the farm, and we're gonna have him on complete lockdown, which is so hard to do with a little bouncy, happy, excited puppy. And he's even on pain meds and he's still happy and excited, right? Like most dogs, when they're on pain meds, they're just melancholy at most. We really had to use Flip's farm, my rehabilitation farm, for what it was meant to be. And it was meant to be a place of peace and sanctity and solitude and rehabilitation mentally and physically. And we put him on a very tight and strict schedule that the vet gave to us and said he could only come out of his crate 3 times a day for 15 minutes each to eat and go to the bathroom and have a little love. And so we did that, and we set up a schedule, and it was so hard every time we would leave him. But the Quonset hut that we built was ideal for this because, like right now, I'm on the farm. You might even be able to hear some of the birds chirping in the back of my audio. And having just that sanctity of the birds chirping and the beautiful scenery and sun and him getting to walk around the coffee farm as he started to get a little bit better, not at first, was just so healing. So yeah, so it was all going good. It wasn't easy, but now it was going to be another 6 weeks of him having to heal before we could go back to his post-op just to make sure he was okay. Not to mention another like $8,000 to $12,000. I've lost track now. The whole thing came to over $40,000. But the whole time, you guys are signing up to become members to help with this. You're buying limited edition Cool Bean shirts. You can't get any more now. It's a collector's item. Although I did have an idea the other day. When we run out of these shirts, what if we do another limited run and members can go purchase these shirts anytime, even if they're no longer available widely. We'll keep small amount or go do another limited run so that they're always available for members. I thought that could be pretty cool. A perk of being a member. Anyone can get them, but you got to grab them fast. But if you're a member, we'll always have them available. You know, might be hard to manage. Like it's not easy. It's not easy doing shirts. It's a lot harder than one might think. Especially because we're moving so fast on this and our priority is making sure the dogs are okay. So then also trying to manage this is a little hard. So I appreciate your patience because I know sometimes like when we ship the coffee or when we ship the shirts, it takes a little bit. Most of the time it's really fast. Like I think you'd be shocked how fast I get it out the door. Because of all of you, the love that all of you guys sent this way and just the sanctity of the farm, and being spirit, I believe all those things are the contributing factor in him healing because he did such a good job. And we were getting all the way to the point where it was days before his post-op checkup on the leg. And we thought, man, he's gonna pass with flying colors and he's, in a matter of a week, he's gonna be running around the farm like a normal dog. I went into his Quonset hut one day and his eyes were just glossed over. And immediately I was like, uh-oh, something's wrong. But it was strange because it wasn't any of the normal things. Like when you start working with rescue dogs a lot, you start to see things, right? You see things that are off. Maybe they're lethargic, they're not eating, they're not walking in a straight line. You start to notice when a dog isn't doing well because they obviously can't tell you they're not doing well. But he was still happy as a clam, jumping up and down, eating, really, excited about food. But his eyes were just so glossed over and he was just looking at me like, help me. I just said, we gotta get him to the vet. I think something's off and I can't figure out what it is. And we took him to the vet and it was a lot worse than I would have thought. And it all stems back to whatever happened to him, car accident or whatever that blunt impact was from months ago, because we found out he had a diaphragmatic hernia, which basically meant all of his insides had gone into from a little hole as a hernia up into his chest, and it was creating so much pressure he could barely breathe, and he had to go immediately into another emergency surgery. This dog, he's like the toughest, most inspiring dog in the world, and also the most expensive dog that has the worst luck. I will say too, some of it I think has to do with the cattle dog breed. They are loyal, they are tenacious, they're so much in a little compact vehicle, which is why when I saw Cookie, the cattle dog at the shelter, I knew I had to go in and help. I've recently had a reintroduction to a cattle dog, the cattle dog breed, and how amazing they are, and also how loyal they are to their person. And so when I saw the fear in Cookie's eyes, I knew I needed to help. Let's go ahead and sit down with Cookie, and then I'll tell you something that's a little bit of a twist on what has happened to Cookie. And when we come back, we'll finish up Bean's story.
Hi, can I just set this down right here? Oh, man. I want to show you guys something before I sit down. And you can see this dog shut down, but if you look closely too, you can see the anxiety just from the breathing. And that's something I'm always looking for, because with an anxious dog, you really can't get a breakthrough until you can reduce some of that anxiety. A lot of times, dogs that are anxious will just react quickly, kind of like we do if we're anxious. Like, they don't even think through why they're reacting that way. They just do it. I'm going to start with a treat. I don't have a lot of hope for this first treat, but there's one thing I know about cattle dogs, and they love treats. And so I just wait. I bet we can get this dog to take some treats, but we're going to start with one. See those cattle dog ears react? I mean, it did land on metal, so I think any dog might react to that, but let's see if we can get one a little closer. Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't even see that. Here, let me get one a little closer. Anything? I gotta look away. I think I'm okay sitting down here. It'll be interesting to find out this dog's story, because I don't know, how does a cattle dog like this end up here? You know, blue heelers or cattle dogs, they're such amazing dogs. They're such great companions, and that bond between a cattle dog and a person is so strong. And you know, I can make assumptions like cattle dogs have boundless energies. They're like a Malinois, or you know, just a high energetic dog, and like a portion of the package. They're like, it's not even like a full Red Bull. It's like a 5-hour energy, like a small little shot that packs a punch. They're like the condensed version of the laundry detergent. So sometimes people will get these dogs because they think they're really cute, and they'll put them in their apartment, and wow, that doesn't go well. But you can't have this dog as an apartment dog. But you got to walk them, you got to work them, you got to keep them stimulated. And so often that's how they end up here. We don't know. I'm gonna find out. We're gonna dig into their story. Alexis is actually off right now, talking to animal control. Lieutenant is getting the information from the officer that found this dog, and we'll see kind of what we can find out. But I do think we should try here to do a treat. Hasn't taken any of the treats, still labored breathing. Let's try something. I want to try, you know, I was going to try this piece. Yeah, I can do that. I'm going to try to hand. Sometimes the dynamic of handing a dog a treat is a lot different than throwing it to them. I told you. Isn't that wild? Like, you wouldn't think the difference of tossing a dog a treat versus handing a dog a treat would make a big difference, but it does sometimes. And the reason it does is this dog may have had an owner that would hand them a lot of treats, and so that's something they're familiar with. That's pretty amazing. Okay. What I was saying with cattle dogs is they're very loyal dogs, especially to their person. You think about the cattle dog that is best friends with the farmer. That stereotype is there for a reason. I don't know if it's a stereotype, but like that image or that picture is there for a reason, because they're so loyal. They will do anything for their person. And so to gain that much trust right away is a good thing. Honestly, a little unexpected. And I think, you know, stick around, because I think we're gonna have some big progress here. And I will also say it's probably my treats. By the way, I make these. I'll link them if you want to get them. But I never thought, I guess I did not think of it, I never thought that they would come in so handy that I'd be sitting in kennels with dogs. But I perfected them over the year to do just that. Okay, let's try it. Oh, it's cute. And the little cattle dog tongue. Just a little cute. Okay, I'm going to try an open hand treat. Now, this signifies a lot more trust. And I show this, if you've ever watched the videos, I've shown this, but in case you're new, this is a lot less intrusive than this. This is a lot more trusting, like, come here, you know, versus, hey, you know. So if you're nervous, this is bad, but if you're looking for acceptance or love, this is good. So we're going to try to place it in the hand. Okay, we're not there yet, and that's okay. But you see the sniffing? That's good. Allows the dog to check me out and kind of read who I am. A Alexis, boy or girl?
This one is a female.
Okay, and how old is she?
They're marking her around 3.5 years old.
3.5, okay. Hi, special guest.
What's up?
Got you right here.
Film me, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah. Who doesn't want to see you? You're awesome.
I know, right?
What do we know? Anything?
Not very much. This dog was, I guess, running around for a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
We were able to catch it in a dog trap.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because cattle dogs, man, they're...
No microchip. She's very skittish, very shy.
Yeah, yeah.
Health check did say that they were able to do a full health check on her.
Okay.
That she's just very, very slow.
Yeah, her anxiety, you can tell, is really high with the way she's breathing.
Right.
But she looks healthy, like she doesn't look unfed. I mean, cattle dogs are pretty resourceful, though. That's good you guys were able to trap her, but no microchip.
No microchip from what we scanned.
Okay. I'll take it slow with her. Thank you. So we've been warned that we have to move slow, and health check, I guess it wasn't going so great. But you know, if you think about it, like what this cattle dog's been through, lost, astray, running around, wasn't going to let anyone catch her, which is understandable from a cattle dog. Cattle dogs try and control the situation. They try to control the herd. Then being trapped, probably hungry, so easy to trap. Now, and how a trap works for a dog when like animal control or rescue setting a trap is it's a, well, I guess a friendly trap. It's not like a bear trap where it's like, you know, it's just a trap. They go in, door shuts, and then they're in there contained so animal control can come get them, because you're not going to catch a cattle dog. Hey, there's no person that's going to run fast enough to be able to get a leash around a cattle dog. Okay, let me try an open hand treat now that I feel like we understand each other a little bit more. Pure joy. Because we're building little increments of trust, and that goes a long way with a dog. Most people, they don't do that with dogs. They just go right in. You probably do. You're a dog person. But I've seen this so many times, even at shelters, even staff that are working there, they just go in and it's like, do what I need you to do. Not taking into account that this dog is probably lost, can't find their way home, so they're very worried. They've been trapped, so they're scared. They don't know it's for their good. They're now in a strange place that they don't know what's going on. And then there's this guy just sitting with them. And they're not subscribed to my channel. Hopefully you are. See what I did with that?
Very clever.
I do appreciate you guys subscribing. Okay, I'm going to try something. We're going to try to start warming her up. And I'm going to try my treat paw. So this is kind of how I test touch. And when I give a treat, I just touch a paw. No major reaction there. That's good. Some dogs will just flip out over that. Hi. And here in a minute, we're going to try... Okay, this makes me a little nervous, but we're going to try something here. Or keep scooting back. Okay, here you go. Okay, that's really good. This makes me really happy because we were making progress. And those little eyes, those little like unsure eyes just can break your heart. But, you know, she's dirty, understandably so, running around, but she doesn't seem in bad shape. Here you go. Oh, good girl. Nope. Hey, oh, you need a little help? It's funny because she's just using her front little teeth to take the treat. Okay, now we're going to try something. We're going to try moving now to a pet. There you go. Okay, that's good. That's really good. Do a little head pet there. You feeling it? Yeah, okay. She's like, I like this, but I'm still a little nervous about you and your bright blue shirt. I do wonder with this shirt. I like this shirt. I'm glad we're talking about my shirt. But I'm bringing it up for a reason because I know dogs can see it. It's a color they can see. Also, can we just talk about my shoes? I wore these shoes. I didn't wear them on purpose today, but I definitely, when I got a little kick, a little laugh, because in the last video, I had these shoes on because I came from the gym. I forgot my shelter shoes that I typically wear, which are Converse. And you guys, I guess I have a uniform. I didn't even realize it. Jeans and t-shirt and my Converse shoes. And it really shook some of you that I had different shoes on. Which is okay, I guess. I'll get back to my Converse. The reason I wear the Converse, I'm not like stuck to that brand of shoe. I'm not loyal. The really neat thing about it is when I get home, I can take them off. I can throw them in the washing machine, disinfect them, because there's a lot of stuff at the shelter you don't want to take home to your dog. And I can put them on the next day. And I wait for the sales and I get them for like 40% off, and I'll buy like in bulk, and then that way they're kind of my shelter shoes. I can keep washing them and keeping them clean. And there are probably better shoes for a shelter environment. If you look at a lot of the animal care attendees, they're wearing medical shoes or shoes that are waterproof. But that's just what I do. But I just wanted to talk about my shoes because you guys were all talking about my shoes. Okay, let's bring the focus back to her. I get a kick out of sometimes when someone is new and they come to the videos and they're like, this guy talks a lot. Yes, I'm doing it on purpose. If someone's having a conversation with you because you're going through a hard time or you're uncomfortable, it makes it really uncomfortable. Whereas if they're talking and you're in that group and you just get to be a part of that group, the pressure and the stress is not on you. And if there's just silence, then that's really uncomfortable. So I just try to normalize the environment. And, they just think I'm the crazy one, just talking to, my phone or this tablet. Yeah, hi. Oh, there you go. You're a good dog. Cattle dogs are it's interesting because they are nonstop and they're very independent, but they're also really good cuddlers. At least this is what I've been learning from our little Bean. And, she hears another dog. Another dog's crying right now. Their hearing, cattle dogs' hearing is fantastic. Comes in handy if you're out working, but it's kind of a downside if you're at a shelter. Because you hear every noise. When I'm sitting here with dogs, I try to listen to the sounds because they hear them better than us. And you hear someone driving by with some really loud bass music rocking out in their car. You hear the intercom. There are other dogs barking, things banging around. Surprisingly, some crickets back here in Sally Porch. And all those things are just amplified when you're a dog in this situation. They're just listening for any sound they can get, any information as to what's going on. I want to give her some positive affirmations, but I'd like to do that first with a name. She's really sweet. Okay, Alexis, any name ideas?
We still had the name Toga from one of our viewers. It was Toga and Piper was the duo that they recommended.
Right, but isn't that the one where I thought their dogs had passed and they didn't pass? And I'm apologizing. No, yes. So sorry you lost your dogs, and then you guys are like, oh, they didn't pass.
Remembering correctly, I believe they're still
alive, which is good. We want this.
They're with a family member, if I'm guessing correctly.
Yeah, okay. I tell you what, why don't we hold off on do we have any mail?
Yes, we do.
Oh, in a minute, we could go through some mail and we could see if any names come to us from that mail and the experience of that.
That's a great idea.
The love letters with dogs, we could take a moment to do that, but let's give her some positive affirmations since she's not going to react or know her name. But let's see if she knows a couple of things, and let's see if she knows any tricks. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. She may not know I'm talking to her. You're a good girl. Hi, you're a good girl. Not a lot of reaction there. Hi. Hey, I don't know what happened to you, and I'm sure getting trapped was a bit abrasive, but it was for your own good. But no matter what, you shouldn't have had to go through any of that. You were put on this world to do a job, to love people, and I bet you've done an amazing job at that. You're ready to get out there, get the work done, take care of your people that you love, take care of your family, protect them. You pack a mighty punch, I bet, too. You are mighty, and you are larger than life. And none of this is your fault. I promise you. But I have good news. We're here, and it's going to be okay. I'm going to make sure you're okay. Right? The hardest part is over. You went through the hard part of running around trying to figure this out on your own, getting stuck and trapped. And now you're here. And from here, it's only going to get better, I promise. Okay? Does that feel good? She's kind of, I don't think you can hear it, but she's kind of purring almost. She's kind of, does that feel good? I'm putting a little pressure, like almost like a massage, and she really likes that. She's probably been pretty tense. I mean, she's been here for 4 days. I am really grateful that the shelter kept her back here in just this more quiet area, because you can tell she's really stressed out. And the main area, sometimes they don't have a choice. They just have too many dogs coming in. But to be able to keep her in this area for 4 days is really great. When she becomes adoption available, she's going to have to go into the main area. So, I was trying to catch her right when she came in. She's been here for a little bit. Here, come here. You want a treat? You want a treat? There you go. Okay, now, I'm going to see if she knows any tricks. With a cattle dog, with working dogs especially, shepherds, cattle dogs, any kind of working dog, I like to try to get the lead going and see if I can move them around, create some movement, and then try to do some stuff like sitting, laying down. Can you sit? Do you want a treat? Can you lay down? Can you shake? Oh, shake? Can you shake? Shake? It doesn't seem like she knows any of those things, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna get up and walk around and see what we can do. The tough part with these is they're kind of divided, so I can't really. It's a little challenging, but I'm gonna let her. Whoops! Didn't hurt. That? It's just a leash. Okay, that's making you a little nervous. It's not helping that it's just kind of banging against the kennel. Sometimes you can tell with a dog, they don't mind the leash. They're like, okay, let's go. We're going for a walk. Other times you can tell they're a little nervous, like her with this. That makes her a little nervous. She's trying to slip out. And sometimes, especially with farm dogs, they may have never had that before. Okay, that's okay. All right, we're not going to do that. We don't need to, do training today. And I don't think that's the right. It doesn't seem like she wants anything to do with that. So we're not going to do that. And that's okay. You just want a treat instead? Here. You want a treat? Or a treat instead? Here. You want your blanket back? I can do that. Let's switch sides. Here. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. That's a good girl. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good girl. She's cute, isn't she, when she stands up? Hi. You want this? Want a treat? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cattle dog, it's a little skinnier than I thought when she stands up. Well, she's not emaciated or anything, but she's not as she's definitely, you can definitely tell she's gone without food for a while. I'm sure they fed her at the shelter, but I'm saying you can see now that she's been out for a couple weeks. And treat? Yeah. Like I told you, cattle dogs love treats. That's no doubt. So that's been really helpful. I think the thing that hurts about someone like her is that she doesn't have her person. And I'm hoping she finds that. And I will say, recently in my life, I've been working to not be as fixated on the protection of things. Let's say you have a farm and you have a farm dog and you're trying to protect your land or protect your property or your tractor or whatever that may be. I've been trying to not really worry about those sorts of things, but more so be protective of the ones I love. And that sounds like a real, no duh sort of moment. But I think a lot of it comes from just being from Hawaii. I'm so lucky that I got to be a part of family that really carries the aloha spirit. And uncles and aunties that really work to teach those principles. There is a kind of a difference in Hawaiian culture with ownership around pets. And you'll notice, like, I always thought it was weird when someone says I'm their owner. Not that there's anything wrong with that, or like a lot. You won't see, like, in anytime I write materials, and I don't talk about being the owner of the dog. In Hawaii, there's a term kahu, which is it means a lot of different things, but it's really in the essence of not owning a dog, but being the steward, being the leader and the guide, and not only being willing to teach, but being willing to learn. You'll often hear this as kind of, in English, it would be more like pastor or priest. And the kahu is, you're not the owner of a dog. You are their guide. And so when you see a dog like this that doesn't have that, it really is just heartbreaking, because dogs have so much to give to us. We have so much to learn from them. I think it's neat the way it's done over there. And you see this just a lot more with, at least I have grown up with Hawaiian families and a lot of Hawaiians that their dog is really their companion. A lot of you as well. But I think that really helps put a word to it, a terminology to it. And instead of owner, it's kahu. She has a cute smile. Is that male?
Yes.
Love letters?
Yes.
Okay, let's see if any. Okay, let me have some of those love letters. I want to keep going here and say hi. Remember me? Hi. It's okay. It's a good girl. Yeah.
Well, this one is less of a letter.
Okay.
But it's a personalized item.
Oh, wow.
And you mentioned obviously flipped coffee earlier.
Yeah.
And check it out. Somebody made a very detailed
Wow.
book.
Look at this. Look at that.
Or notebook for you.
You want to check it out? Yeah, a little sniff. Okay. Look at that. That is really neat. Okay, let's open it up and see what we have on the inside. Oh, cool. Let me show this here. This is neat. I think this will be particularly important because we're talking about Bean, and Bean is just like you. I wish you could see Bean now. It would give you courage or encouragement. Oh, look at that. It's our Flip Coffee label. That's really neat. Okay. This is so... You're so creative. We're going to have to get the name of the person who sent this.
Unfortunately, we don't have a name.
We don't have a name? No. Oh my goodness. Whoever you are, comment. And if I see it on here, I will pin your comment. Because look at all this. That is neat. I mean, so cool. So detailed. Coffee notebook. I will use this for sure. And then, oh, look at that. Got all the little... Cute. I thought I loved coffee. Turns out I love creamer. Fair enough. Okay, good. I can put little notes in there. This is really neat. Really neat. Thank you, whoever sent this. And hopefully one day the note will be that you have been adopted. Cute. Okay, we have more?
Yes.
See this one? You're still a little shy? Okay, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. Hi. Trying to do that push and that pull where we give it a little affection, we give it a little break. Take the focus off. Okay. Oh, look at this. We have a toy. Okay, now cattle dogs do love toys. Let's try one. Have you ever had a toy? You may have never had a toy. It would not surprise me if this is her first toy. And the reason I say that is that reaction was pretty wild. That is a dog who has never had a toy. And I know you think, well, how could a dog have never had a toy? Because you are a dog lover and you give your dog toys. But sometimes dogs like this, in this situation where they may not have had someone that really cared about them, never took the time to get them a toy. You want to check it out? You like that, huh? You want to take a bite? You want to try it? I'm going to leave that with you so you can check it out, okay? All right. And here, oh, my favorite here, chocolate chip cookie. get all these tags off here. Always make sure you get these little tags off because dogs can eat these and they can cause a real problem. Cookie? Cookie.
Cookie's a good name.
You look like a cookie. You look like a snickerdoodle, don't you? Well, not like a snickerdoodle, like a kitchen sink kind of cookie. You know? Chocolate chip with salt and maybe some walnuts. Almonds. Hi. Cookie. Cookie. That's it, right? That's
like
it.
That one?
Yeah.
Maybe not want to get one from one of the...
You know what? I think Cookie. I think you just hit me, Cookie. Here, Cookie. Cookie.
Her brown matches the cookie, so you know what?
Thanks for letting me take some time to love you. I do love you. You know that? And I love your name because I love cookies. I'm going to set these here with you. And your toys. Yeah, that's certainly her first toy. Like, it is cracking me up when people are like, how would you know? That's like unbelievable you'd make that claim. And I kind of go, well, I think you're missing the point. The fact that like she reacted that way to a toy likely means she's never had a toy. Maybe she has, great, and I'm wrong, and so then I'm wrong. But if it's her first toy, I'm glad that we were all here for it. Because she deserves that. She deserves a Kahu that gives her lots of toys.
So surprisingly, there are a lot of cattle dogs showing up at shelters. And I think it's because a couple things: how much energy they have, how much farmers are struggling right now. It might just be a cost thing. There are some dogs that I go, I think this dog's gonna get adopted pretty quickly. And other dogs where I get really worried because Cookie was a cattle dog and I was coming to you guys going, hey, check out this cattle dog we need help with. Meanwhile, I have another cattle dog that everyone wants to adopt. And so I'm going, uh-oh, I'm asking a lot. But I will tell you this, the neatest thing about this community, and I've said it before, like if you ever I love dogs more than most people, to the fact where I don't think people understand how much I love dogs and everyone thinks I'm weird when I talk about it. Well, you've come to the right place. Like, I'm your people, I get it. When you guys meet me in public and you start talking about your dog and you're like, oh, sorry. No, I love it. I love it. So let me tell you about how much I love Andrew and Shirley, because they come to the first event to meet Bean. They're members. Not only that, they're volunteers. They started volunteering at Animal Friends of the Valleys because I always say, hey guys, we need volunteers. And they stepped up to the plate. Some people want to, but they don't live close enough by. And I don't think they live close by any means. But it's so neat, like walking in and seeing Andrew volunteering there. It just warms my heart. And they've been big supporters of all the dogs that we're helping and a part of this community. And so I am just so grateful. And they applied to adopt Bean. And we did not pick them to adopt Bean because there was another candidate that I think you'll understand why. It made a lot of sense why this person should be paired up with Bean. And there's so many great candidates and it's really hard. And some people get so upset with us and they like unsubscribe, they unbecome members because they didn't get the dog that they wanted. And it just does a number on me because I want so bad to get all these dogs adopted. And so when multiple people apply for a dog, I want to give each one of you a dog. So I don't think we've ever looked at an application and gone, well, we don't like that person. It's more just there are so many great candidates, but there's typically a specific reason why it may make sense to pair up a dog with a person. Anyways, let me tell you about how awesome Andrew and Shirley are. They saw the video of Cookie and they said, we think Bean's got a lot of eyeballs and a lot of candidates to be adopted, but we too are worried about Cookie and that no one will come for Cookie. And we think we could be the perfect family for Cookie. And they adopted Cookie. Look, I'm getting the chills. I don't know, can you see it? Look at that. Talk about selfless. That's what's so amazing about this dog rescue community is it's so many selfless people. And I am just so inspired. It's what gives me continued courage and excitement and fuel to keep going in and helping these dogs, because so many dogs that I've worked with in my time have not made it. And that hurts so bad. And sometimes it's almost numbing and paralyzing to keep moving forward. But things like this are stronger than those losses because I know we can make a difference. And Andrew and Shirley are a perfect example of that. Okay, here's what they have to say about Cookie, now renamed Kona. Great name.
I've been watching Rocky's videos for quite a while. Actually got involved just before Bean came on the scene. We were following along with Bean for the longest time. We were actually interested in adopting Bean. But we also realized that as we went along the story along, there was so many families who were engaged and interested in supporting the journey Bean has had. And when we saw Cookie's video and associated with Bean, we said, well, here's another one we got so attached to cattle dogs through Bean that we said, well, we've got to go down and see Cookie. And so we went down to visit her. We weren't quite sure because I knew that she was kind of shut down a bit when she was with Rocky, and Rocky was trying to bring her out. We got down there and we went to her room, and she was lying down on the bed, and she didn't lift her head up at all, just moved her eyes around. She must have realized that we were interested in her, because when we came back, she was now sitting at the door looking at us as we arrived, so she really wanted to see us. We went in to see her, and she immediately jumped up on my wife and was giving kisses and love. And we said, okay, this is not the same dog we saw lying there with her head down. How much affection she had and how much she wanted to be loved and be in a family. We wanted the Corgis to meet Cookie and to make sure that they were all good. They were quite happy to be around each other. They didn't seem bothered at all, so we decided that was a good fit then, and we immediately brought her home that day. We brought Cookie home. She was very happy to be with us, but she also seemed a little bit self-unassured. It's the best way I can think of it. She would wander around the house and come over to us to say hi, but she would have her head down and look up with her head tilted, almost like she's saying, am I allowed to be here? Am I allowed to be myself? I think she felt like she had someone again, and I think looking back at the video with Rocky, it looked like she was lost, like she had that person and she had lost them. It's taken her a few days to a week, but now she's just a happy dog. We were torn when we picked up Cookie as far as whether we want to keep the name, but during that video, Rocky mentioned his Hawaiian heritage, and the name that popped in mind was Kona, or like Hawaiian Kona coffee. We thought that was a good way to give her a name that represents the journey we've been on with Bean and with Rocky. She's such a loving girl, and she's so happy to have someone around to give her squitches and show her love.
And Andrew wanted to emphasize something, which I think is really neat. And that's that this story is not a happy ending for Kona, but rather a start to a better life. And I always say that, right? I am but a chapter in hopefully what will now be their storybook life of happiness and love from a family that really appreciates them and gives love and receives love in return. And I love Cookie's new name, Kona. I am so honored to have a Hawaiian name. And now the fact that Kona has a Hawaiian name and the spirit of love and aloha can continue to be shared makes me so happy. Andrew, Shirley, thank you. And I'll see you at the shelter when we're both volunteering soon. So I'm telling you guys, if you want to be a part of this club, you are welcome. And you can be a member, just hit that join button. You get to be a part of a community with Andrew and Shirley and all of us. So Bean, diaphragmatic hernia. Now the good news is these surgeries are typically more successful than less successful. Like when you look up the statistics, they generally go well and you can fix them. The problem was Beans had gone on for so long that we were really worried about this. And I will say also, I shouldn't have Googled it, because when I Googled it, it said the success ratio of these surgeries can range anywhere from 80 to 20%. Only 20% success ratio is immediately where my head went to, not the 80%. Whatever, or something like that. But maybe sometimes don't listen to Google. I was so hard on myself. Like when Kelly and we did a live video, and when we were talking to all of you, I certainly was like, this is my fault. I should have paid more attention. I should have caught this. But I think it's really important, because when you foster dogs or you rescue dogs, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna make mistakes. You can't come in immediately and be a pro. But what those dogs need more than anything is love and safety. Everything else after that, you'll get better at, and you'll continue to improve at the betterment of the dogs you're working with. Turns out, like I was talking to the veterinarian, and there's just no way to know, like that tear probably happened at impact, and it's very, 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 very small. And over time, it just grew and grew and grew. Now, it probably would have grown faster if he would have been a normal active dog, but because he was being restricted to help heal his leg, it was a really slow tear. And so that's why it took so much time. And it's not uncommon with car accidents that this sort of incident happens. So he went into the surgery. It was a success. We got him all fixed up. And in that surgery, they were able to examine his leg because he was knocked out for the surgery. And it was 100%. I mean, I was doing the happy dance. Like, it was such a weird feeling, like having a dog going through a surgery and also being like, we did it, we did it. I'm so happy. The dog's in surgery. Hope he makes it. Like it was, oh, Bean. But I told him when he came out of this surgery and it was a success, that was it. He couldn't have any more, like he was cut off from having any more problems. But what this did is now it delayed it another 4 weeks that he had to go through this healing. And I felt like I was robbing him of his puppyhood. Because, when we got him, he was 6 weeks, something like that. I forget the timeline a little bit now, but now he's, almost at this point, 6 months. So we were really worried. What if all of these people that applied for Bean now no longer had any interest because it's been months and months? They might have adopted another dog. They might be like, Bean who? But there was one individual that we thought could be perfect. And we called her. And you've actually met her before. She is the person who found Bean in the first place. Remember?
So I pulled over and I walked over thinking it was a rabbit first, since the weeds were in the way, and it was Bean.
From day one, she said, if and when he comes available for adoption, I would love to adopt him. And so we called her up and we said, would you still be interested? You applied. And she said, I'm waiting. I am hoping that I'm the one picked. And so here's the first time of her meeting Bean, knowing both of them that she will be his forever mom. So, his new mom is here. Your new mom is here, buddy. And she's gonna come in and he's gonna get to go to his new mom, his forever family.
Hi. I couldn't sleep last night.
You couldn't sleep last night?
No.
What do you think will be the first thing you guys do that'll be a fun activity?
Hiking. I like to go hiking. I like going to the beach.
Well, I can tell you firsthand, he loves the beach. He's a little apprehensive of the water so far, but I think eventually he'll love it. Thank you so much. And I told everyone how it's in the contract how you have to give us pictures.
Yes, I
we're
will
gonna
be
miss him
taking
so much.
pictures.
All right, $1. So now your total cost, buddy, was $39,999. Thank you for adopting Bean and opening your home to this little boy. I do think that you need some positive affirmations just to go with you. Just like we did when you were just a little pinto bean.
I know your little life has been rough so far, and I don't know if it's just been a rough couple of weeks or it's been rough since day one, but I want to tell you, no matter what, you don't deserve any of this. You are a good boy, and you are going to have an amazing life where you get to be the best cattle dog ever. Hi. Are you not listening to me? Isn't that just like a little one? It's like with my kids, like I sit them down, like I want to tell you something. I want this to stick with you. Dad really wants you to know this. And they're just like, I tooted.
You're a good boy. And we got through this. You were so strong. You went through rehabilitation like a champ. We had some tough moments, but you did it. I'm proud of you. And life from here is going to be a fairy tale, buddy. You are going to get to love and be loved in return. All this cattle dog loyalty is going to be returned in full, okay? I love you, and I'm going to miss you. You're a good boy. Bean, you're a good boy. He's not even listening. He's still a kid. He's still a little puppy. Hi. I believe there's often a reason for being for all of this. And I think that it was meant to be that such a loving, kind person found Bean and helped him in the first place. So many people would have just walked by and said, I got a busy day, I got to work, I didn't see anything, I got to move on, or get this dog out of here. And she was so invested in him from day one. To now see them reunited and connected, it's just an immediate bond and a love that is meant to be. I'm so grateful for all of you being on this journey. And I understand so many of you say, you should have kept Bean. But now I think in seeing his full story and knowing the purpose and the reason we have Flips Farm so that we can continue to rehabilitate dogs, both physically and mentally, all of us together. We're gonna save so many dogs together. Just warms my heart. This is not the end of Bean's story. It's just the beginning. There will be plenty of more updates. And Bean was the first dog at Flips Farm. And hopefully there will be many, many more that all of us save together. So make sure you subscribe, follow along, join me on this journey to help more dogs. Become a member. I would love to have you as part of this community. If you can, definitely hit that join button and share this. Make someone's day. Let's get the good word out that all of us together can make a life-saving difference.